Hello and welcome to our second tutorial of HTML for singlemanweb.com, where we show you some basics on formatting text. I prepared some markup here for starters, so we don't have to do it all alone. So just to review it, everything is enclosed in the tag HTML, so the browser will know it's HTML. We have the head part where we have the title of the web page, so that's what we can see in the tab if I open it in the browser. As before, I'm using the Google Chrome. If you can see here, here's the title. This is our H1 or heading 1, so the most important heading for our web page. And here are some basic three paragraphs. Well, I took this text from Wikipedia, and it's just basic text about HTML. You don't have to read it, it's just for example purposes. Okay, so in this part we will be speaking about formatting the text. As you can see, this one is just plain text divided into three paragraphs. We will learn a couple of useful tags. For first of them is the bold tag. Okay, I just enclose the random text in the bold tag. Don't remember, every tag in HTML must have opening and closing tag, so we have encapsulated or enclosed the text between them. So everything which is caught between them will now on be bold. So let's try it. And as you can see, this part of the text is now bold. Okay, so there are a couple of other useful tags, so I will use it straight away. So it's I tag or the italics. So everything between in them should be italics now. Okay, cool. And the last one, the big trio we use, for example, in Word editor, is underline, because those three are usually the most used of the text formatting tags. Okay, so this one is underline. What does it say to the browser? It says to the browser that it uses the correct web text formatting when we use the tags, but we can style it completely differently with CSS or style sheets. So this is just the visual way or visual presentation of what we want to do. But there exists another kind of tags which are like logical elements. So one of them is strong. I write strong around the elements form, why not? And as you can see, now this part is bold. It looks exactly the same as the bold part here, but it says a different story to the browser, because here it's just a visual representation of styled text. So we can style it like bold text, but in style sheet we can change it, and instead of being bold it could be blue or something like that. Otherwise, strong is different, because it tells to the browser, and most important to the search engine, that this part of text is strong, it's important on our web page. So when we want to emphasize visually something, we just enclose it in a bold or italics or underline tag. If we want to emphasize and say this is important part for saying something about my website, we use the strong part, a strong tag. Why? We can style it in the same way, we can style it differently, but the search engines take more importantly the strong tag. Another one of these logic or semantic tags is EM, which means emphasize, and it does the similar thing like the I tag. And again, we just not visualize some text style. We are saying to the search engine that this is important part of the text and we want to emphasize it. When the search engines crawl our website and try to tell the users during the search what is it about, it uses the important elements like strong and em, as well of course as the title and h1 and other headings, to tell the users what's your web page about. Using the correct tags on the correct parts could be vital. Well, and we just, those are the three basics, so B, I, and U, bold, italics, and underline. And we have two logical, which are strong and emphasized, but in most websites, you can swap them as you wish. Nowadays, it's more common to use the strong and EM. We will learn two more, but for this list of allowed commands, because there are more and more of these tags, you should visit our web page. Okay, so I just write it incorrectly. I don't want to emphasize it, I want to mark it. A mark is just a visual way how to mark a specific part, but because it's pre-formatted, it's easy to eye catch. So until we learn at least some basics in styling, the mark is our obvious way how to emphasize visually very important paragraphs. And last tag we learn is the complete different. It's S, and it goes for strike through, and it says to the browser that this content is outdated. One thing, it uses the strike through, like the visualization, but it tells to the search engines that this text shouldn't be considered as being part of the website. So it's not that it's not indexed in search engines, but it tells it that this part is less important and this part is more important. What does it mean? When you have a website about cats, you probably want to emphasize and strong the tags which tells about, for example, types of cats. And if you are going to use some words in the examples, like something about no dogs allowed in my website, we will strike it through, so the web browser will know, or the search engine will know, that our HTML page is about cats nor dogs. Well, I think that's enough for today. Don't forget, there are much more tags about text formatting, but they are just a boring list, so you can find it out on our website, singlemanweb.com, and there you can find more tutorials on this topic. So see you later next time.